So we have this beautiful game today between Mikhail Tal as white and Alexander Koblenz as black. Alexander Koblenz was Mikhail Tal's coach, starting from 1949. He was also the 1940s chess champion 4 times for Latvia, and he taught the Soviet chess team in 1956 in Moscow and 1960 in Leipzig, Germany. So let's get straight into it. The game starts out, as you'd guess it, e4, c5, the Sicilian. We have knight f3 from Tal, d6, and then we get to this very standard position, the Najdorf. Now a6, bishop to g5 from Tal, e6 from Koblenz, f4, bishop e7, queen to f3. Now we're going to see queen to c7, and then Tal is going to castle queenside. And in this position here, after knight to bd7, instead of bishop to e2, which is what Tal played, we quite often see pawn to g4 and then b5, and it's like a marching game between both sides just to sort of throw everything in the kitchen sink, you know. But we don't see that from Tal. We see bishop to e2, and just very, very calm, very quiet moves. Of course, b5 from Koblenz. But Tal just ignores it, and he actually invites this idea of bishop attacking the queen with a bit of tempo. But this is where Tal just plays his magic, and you wouldn't expect it, but he just sacrifices his queen here. Now, when I first seen this, I was like, surely that does not make sense. Where does it make sense here? But after Tal recaptures on f3, he's attacking the rook and attacking the bishop at the same time. So it's nearly evening out, but it still doesn't make too much sense. So as we play on, he cuts off the diagonal, and here, if Tal decides to take the bishop, it's a mistake, because Koblenz could take f4 with a fork, and he'd just win this bishop, and Tal would be completely losing. So of course that doesn't happen. He's not that bad. So from here, what we do see is this beautiful sacrifice again. There's a much deeper meaning behind this sacrifice though. Not only is it defending the pawn, attacking the queen, once black takes back, the pawn isn't there anymore, so it's very, very powerful. From here, we see bishop check on h5, and it's just like, wow, you know, like, I don't know, king over, check again, and these two bishops are very dangerous, and it's starting to even out right now. So after he plays pawn down, he takes with check again, and now he's threatening the bishop, but Tal doesn't care. He's like, take the bishop, why not? It's another brilliant move, because if Koblenz takes the bishop, it's this discovered check, and he wins the queen. So taking the bishop would be no good to him. So of course he doesn't take the bishop. He plays knight to f6 with the idea he's going to defend his king, he's going to bring his queen over, win this pawn, and maybe everything will work in his favour because he can defend his king a bit. But that's not necessarily the case, because right here Tal plays rook to e1, and Koblenz of course wants to attack the knight, but he just sacrifices the knight. Now this is considered a mistake by modern engines, but when you really look at it, after black takes the knight, we have this discovered, and it's evening up, and it's very complicated. It's hard for a human to hold this position as black. So continuing on here, queen goes over to b7. We see b3 just stopping that mating idea. If he didn't play that, of course he's going to get checkmated. So Tal is looking for something here, and of course the queen has to get sacrificed by black, because if the queen isn't sacrificed, there's no way to stop and defend this knight. The knight's pinned, and everything's just completely tied up here in some sort of mating net, so the sacrifice has to be done. So after he sacrifices his queen on e6, Tal decides to play taken back, and now there's this battering ram of these two pawns and this bishop on the e-file with this pin. Now here I was looking at this and I was thinking, right, so surely the idea here is to get the rook behind, but Tal just gets aggressive instantly, and the rook doesn't have time to get behind, because of course it would be a windmill check, or you know, it would be a bunch of different things that would win completely for white. So black plays knight back to h7, giving up the rook. And here, you can try look for this move. It's actually, it's kind of hard to see, but it makes sense. It's rook to f8. Now rook to f8, if rook takes, if he takes like that, but you know, it's quite good, it's beautiful. And then from this position, you'd be winning. That's exactly what happens. If he takes with a knight, he's just going to get a queen. He's going to have fork ideas, he might get a second queen. It's game over. It's winning for white. So what actually happens is this trade down here, and the king has to come over to defend. The knight can't go anywhere to stop this promotion here. So the king comes over, there's a trade-off, king takes, and now after king to d1 by Mikhail Tal, his coach resigns because his pawn majority is just too powerful. It's only one pawn majority, but he has this center, he's going to knock down this pawn, and it's game over. So it's absolutely beautifully played. I'm still baffled, I only discovered this game today, and yeah, unbelievable. I'll play it out just with the best moves so you can see like what the engine would do. So yeah, of course that's completely crushing. I'm surprised they even let him get a rook. I don't think that would happen in real life, but these are the best engine moves, and then there you have it. So yeah, beautiful game from Mikhail Tal. I'm going to have to look at a lot more of his games because I'm fascinated by that combination though. Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and have a nice day or night wherever you are.